Okay, evening everyone and welcome to my kitchen. Just before I start this one, I wonder if people might be interested in what the setup looks like really. I'm not going to flash around my kitchen, but what I try to do, if I've got some in-depth close-up stuff to do, not for the sake of filming, but for the sake of actually doing it, not losing bits. Call me a wuss, but I like doing it indoors. So I do it in my kitchen, so bit of cardboard down so that I don't trash the table. The slight advantage of working indoors is the fact that my unofficial sponsor for the evening again is Doombar. I say unofficial because they don't actually sponsor me, but I wouldn't say no, and I might try. So what I'm up to this, other bits on the setup. I've got a tripod there with a microphone. Washing machine's going in the background, which isn't really great. What I tend to do if I'm doing something uptight like this is stick my phone on the frame, work out on the frame, on the stand, work out roughly what it can see and what it can't. I kind of mark the edges of vision on my bit of cardboard. All very technical. This is Baker's Complete Food, dog food. Yeah, and I just set you up there. I normally have something going on at the back, and that is Charlie, the motorcycle. I called him the motorbike rescuer on my last one, which is really rude. Motorcycle rescuer on screen, and just put something on in the background. Bit of carb cleaner ready to go, a few cotton wool buds, a couple of minor tools, my youngest school bag, pair of pliers, and just get set up and I just basically tinker for an evening, and it keeps me out of trouble. Right, so what am I doing? Right, I'm going to stick you up on the frame, on the stand. Just remember that. And just clip it in so I don't lose anything. Set you up roughly how I had you before. Oh, this has gone a bit loose. I do apologise. I'm going to shake you around a little bit. Oh, there you go. Bit of a gratuitous groin shot of me there. I do apologise. Right. So get you roughly set up how you were. So I've got the carbs off. The reason you're here, two reasons really. I've still got a bit of a leak, and I did order float needles. I thought for a while I might not need them, but actually I've got them, so it's kind of daft not to put them on. And also Charlie from the Motorcycle Rescuer, the video across the side there, this evening is a complete star, and he dropped me off two, I think he said 120s and two 125s. Now bear in mind there's 140s in this bad boy, which I'm pretty certain are way off. I think I'm going to go for the 120s and see what happens. So that's that. He also dropped off some fuel pipe, because as I said, this is split. Yeah, it's a split, it's completely shorn. Yeah, and I've run out, so why not? Right, cool. I'm going to get off by taking off the float bowls, and we'll have a look at the jets themselves. Right, so stage one complete. Got the float bowls off, still nice and clean. There's not enough fuel to do anything else on it. What I'm going to do is just do me tappy tap, it makes me feel better. What I'm going to do is take the floats off to start with, then take the jets off. I haven't looked at the idle jets at all, but I think they're fairly clean, so I need to swap those out for the 120s. I swap those out for the new float needles, but I'm going to take everything off and give it a decent douche. Right guys, so that's the floats off. I was going to show you this, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's weird, there is a tiny bit of something. See the little white bit? I don't know what that is. Same on the other side. Which is weird, it's just floating keck. So maybe that's what the valve has been catching on. I don't know. But I'm going to carry on digging, see what happens. Okay, so got it apart, and so what? I said before, oh yeah, there you go, there's a decent shot there. You can see the little bit of white kicking around in there. I'm going to give that a good douche in a second, but I've just had the idle jets out for the first time. I'm going to have to work out what size they are, because my eyes aren't great, but they're blocked. So I'm going to give those a little bit of a remount. I've got some cable here, so I'm just going to take one strand out and just just clean them out a little bit with a load of carb cleaner as well, and get those spotty dog. Cool. Right, okay, so that's about 20 minutes, probably close to half hour's worth of digging out and rooting out. It's like little, I did try and keep it, but I dropped it and lost it. Tiny little shards of plastic that was in the float bulbs, in the float valve holes, which is odd but comforting, because that would hold the valve and stop the valve doing what it should be doing. So I'm chuffed with that. I think actually if I put in the old ones it would be fine, but why would I when I've got new ones here? So I'm going to bang those in. On the starter jet, I've just had those in a bit of a bath of carb cleaner. They're now nice and free, and you can't see through them, but I can. For future reference, they are 35s nat, don't forget. I'll have a check later to see what they should be. However, it doesn't tend to be something people change, so they should be good. Right, I'm going to start putting it all back together. I'm going to put the 120s back in as opposed to the 140s that came out. Sorry, there's the 120s. Yeah, that Charlie very nicely dropped off. It wasn't until after he left and I realised he pulled up on a motorbike, handed me a small bag, and then buggered off. So it looked like it was a really bad drug deal. Yeah, I'm going to put those in. I'll put the 120. I'll keep the 125s on standby for now and lob them back at Charlie if I don't need them. But I think generally the 120 should do it. And then hoik it all back together. Now it's had a decent sloosh and is generally a bit happier. Cool. I'll come back on once I've tagged it all back together. And that's us back in. So we're now on 120s, 120. 35s I said earlier. I'm going to have to look that up and see what it is. Floats are fine. I'm going to quick check the air fuel screws to make sure that they're the same. Oh, excuse me. I think that's 1 3/4, if I remember correctly, is the factory setting. So I'll put those back to factory, and then we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning to see how it runs, because that bike is way too loud to be running it at 9:30 in the evening. Cool. I'm not going to bother filming putting it back together. That'll be me for the night. I've also put on the new fuel. It's not going to be that long, obviously, but I can cut it to size in the morning. I think I might also redo the vacuum, that's the word I'm looking for. Charlie really nicely as well dropped off his carb balancer, so tomorrow the aim of the game will be put it back on, get it plumbed up, see how it works. I want to do the air fuel screw mix, so put them in, run it, check the revs, give it a half turn, do it again, do it a half turn, do it again. I think I can do that on the bike on this one. Not entirely sure, but there's no airbox, so it'd be nice and easy, nice and quick to do. I got quite good at that on the Eliminator, if you want to look back at that. Bearing in mind that was airbox on each time as well, that took a lot of time. But yeah, so I want to get the air fuel mix sorted tomorrow, and if I can, I'll also try and balance them. That's assuming that we haven't still got a leak. Now I'm convinced that those little bits of white that I found in there, that's the old valve, the little bits of white that I found in there were just blocking them, were just periodically catching the edge and just stopping the valve from doing what it needs to do. So that's out, it's not there anymore. It's got the, I'll say the right, it's got something that should be a lot closer in terms of the jets. I think, tempting fate, touch wood, touching my head, we should be a lot better off. Yeah, cool, that'll do me for now. I'm not going to do any more filming, I'm just going to throw the floats back on Nat, remember to do up the fucking bleed valves because you routinely forget and it's really irritating. Cool, that'll be me for the evening. Thanks very much all. Have a good, I say evening, whenever you watch this, have a good day. Cheers all, bye bye.